Says we're live. This is going to be kind of a long stream. Be aware there might be some heated moments in this. There's going to be some moments where I'm really frustrated, angry, and just trying to be nice and be respectful. I get that everybody's allowed to have their own opinions, their own feelings, and they're 100% valid. Just don't disrespect us straight up, okay? And you'll see why I say that. So let's go ahead and head on over to scene right here. Alright, this is a channel called Murder from Mars. This guy made a couple of videos about what we're doing. I had responded to some of their stuff in YouTube. I was trying to be direct with them, and yeah, I will go into that here in a minute. They were originally in our Discord, and they came in and expressed their opinions, which is totally valid, and explained how they thought we were, alienating the Arch Linux community. And the reality is, this wasn't targeted towards an advanced developer, and we've said that openly. You can absolutely use this with an intermediate or advanced mindset, because under the hood, it is Arch. So keep that in mind. We just control the release cycle, and we've explained that a million or so times to people, but he just liked to leave that out. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through his videos today. This is the first one he made. Here is the second one he made. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through, and then afterwards we're going to go through the comments. Alright, through the ones that he and I talked. Right here. So first things first, let's go ahead and get started, but I need to go ahead and turn on the audio. And this is covered by fair use, so we'll be fine here. So nothing to worry about.
Alright, what is going on, guys?
Oh, I gotta make sure the right audio device is on. Let me turn on my earbuds. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Bluetooth. Says they're connected. Make sure that wasn't my phone. You never know these days. Oh, that was the computer. So now we'll go ahead and hit no. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. No, I don't want to authenticate you right now. I'll do this. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Now load it in. And we'll go ahead and do this.
Guys. So, for the...
And it's still not on it. Probably because I need to actually switch over the audio device. So if we go over to sound, my apologies, I just got to this point. Yep, there it is, headset.
past couple weeks, well, probably not a couple weeks, probably more like a week and a half, I have been testing / looking into Accretion OS. Accretion OS is we're going to get into, honestly, I'm going to probably keep this video kind of short. This is my first...
Not to be mean, but like short, 45 minutes, that's not short.
First time kind of like doing a first look at a distro. And as you can see, I'm not in the distro currently, and we're going to get to that. The why, I should say. So I've done my research on this project. I have talked to the devs. I've been sitting in their Discord and kind of...
You know what? I will just link these to you guys, because to be honest, we're going to sit here for an hour and a half watching videos if we do this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and drop the links. It's just irritating. Right, this guy goes in and tries to tell us that what we're doing is wrong, which, whatever, that's his opinion, and it's allowed to be his opinion, but you do not come in and just start attacking the project. If you go watch these videos, what he's done is he's come in and then just inserted all of his opinions and tried to say they're a fact. Okay? Our distribution is targeted towards the new user, not the general advanced user who's wanting to go tinker, 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 which they can do. Absolutely. As I said, it's Arch based. It's 100% basically just Arch with us controlling the release cycle. I don't know why that seems like such a problem for him to understand. And I mean, he came to our Discord, right? Like, the guy literally communicated in our Discord with us. I can even go there and show you. Let's go find it. So let's go ahead and head on over to the Accretion OS. I think I need to change this in OBS. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to hit Properties. I want to do this. Discord. And you're going to look at my Discord. So here we are, right? I'm going to type in murder. Was it from Mars? Alright. We're going to go here. He goes ahead and links in. So we go up here. Let's go ahead and see when the earliest is most recent from him is. Okay. He's asking, so what's the difference between this and Manjaro? Manjaro also holds packages back in the name of stability, but it often introduces increased instability instead. Does this distro do things differently? And then I explained in here. Dad, who is Linux grandpa, and I run our distro on our personal machines, which helps with the fact of maintaining stability. I mean, you can literally see I'm running it right here. We also make sure there are sane defaults. We're not redefining the wheel either. We pull in Arch packages and release them on a 2-week cycle after testing. We do not bother trying to maintain every single package ourselves. We do not have the manpower nor the desire to do so. Accretion OS is a level of testing on top of what Accretion OS does. We simply offer an easy path for those wishing to get into the Arch ecosystem. The other thing is that we target for non-technical users. Our documentation is written as such. We are okay with AI as a learning tool, and we push for innovation and improvements every single day. For instance, we have not released it as a build yet, but we fixed the libadwaita theme issue with PAMAC in the last couple of days. There is so much more past this, but these are just some of the highlights. Please give it a try. We have put in quite a lot of effort to make sure it is stable for the end user and is reliable. As I said here, we are not trying to redefine the wheel. That is not the point of Accretion OS. We are just offering a stable base for those who are wishing to have something stable for them, and that is fast. He had claimed in his videos that, oh, there is no such thing as a system being faster than another in this Ubuntu versus Arch, for instance. That's just straight up not true. The numbers say otherwise. You can go do the benchmarks yourself. Like, okay, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I've been in the Linux space since I was 8. I'm 24. Don't fight with me on this. I've been doing this a lot longer than you probably have. So let's not go there. I've been in the Arch space since I was 10. So, like, don't even go there with me. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I just don't appreciate being called out on YouTube, of all places, for clicks. That is incredibly disrespectful. If you would have came and talked to me, that would have been one thing. But you go and blast us on the internet. I'm not standing for that. That's just rude. That's wrong. So we'll go ahead and continue down. Dad says, explain the removal of PAMAC and install the new for users. So he's basically saying, oh, just install the new version of PAMAC we packaged, which was GTK3. Because originally we were using PAMAC-AUR, which is what I think the package was named, PAMAC-all-AUR, something like that, which was a GTK4 application. But I found a GTK3 variant, and then I went ahead and put that into the distribution instead, because it matches the theming and has all the same functionality. And then he says, I see, I'm a small-time YouTuber and I'm always looking for new distros to try. I heard about this one and was curious. Thank you for your concise response. I then respond saying, yeah, absolutely. If you ever want to jump into voice chat, I'd be happy to jump in and we can go through things together. I started to stream my work again as of late. I will link my channel here in a bit when I get to my computer. We also have an Accretion OS YouTube channel. I just need to get multi-streaming set up. And then he says, I see this as primarily aimed as a general workstation OS. Do you guys offer any kind of helpful utilities for setting up, say, gaming packages, AUR helpers, etc.? Just trying to make some notes for later. You know, it almost seems like he was in this to attack it to begin with, based on what I'm reading here. I don't know. I can't prove that one way or the other. But like, okay, yeah, we go ahead and answer him. You know, we are just a general workstation OS. We're not anything special past that. And we never tried to be. I mean, our website even says it. I'll go and show you guys that in a little bit. So, the way it's set up now is a great for gaming just to have to install your video drivers for it. Also, Yay is installed, AUR helper, and third repo called ACUR is bin files from Yay / the AUR. That has a writing disability, so keep that in mind. But you can get the gist of what he's saying. Then we have, speaking of drivers, how does NVIDIA look? Does your installer have an option to install the drivers alongside the system? This is particularly good for me to know as my primary rig is NVIDIA powered, unfortunately. It sounds like they're running on old information. The NVIDIA drivers have been fine for years now. They sound like they're living out of 2015, to be honest. It's been fine for a very long time. It's just a DKMS module that builds on kernel compilation or whenever it doesn't update. So it's really not that hard. Then we go down and Dad says, you can choose your video card you have, yes, and it will install them. It's on the Calamares installer. You can go and see it for yourself. He says, nice. Sorry for the barrage of questions. Whoa. I said, you are completely fine. It has support for NVIDIA Intel Arc via Intel Media Driver, I believe. I'll have to check again. If it is not there, I'll put it there. But yeah, NVIDIA works. I just wanted to give a general, concise answer of what's going on. Dad pings him and says, you are fine. Ask away. My response are sometimes a bit slow, just so you know, which is totally fine. I said, mine tend to be more blunt, but I try to be respectful. I'm pretty good about responding, though. I am very straightforward. You all know this at this point if you're friends with me. He says, oh, we should get along then. Apparently we didn't. And then I say, woo, I love your name, by the way. You up to sending your channel information? I'd love to subscribe. Dad says he would too. Oh, and he likes wobbly windows. That's Dad for you. And then he says, same name as here, and then links off his YouTube channel. I also was like, oh, you're a Star Trek fan too. Oh, if you check out the distro, give us your feedback. We want to make sure it is the best experience for an end user. Talking to our community is how we do that best. No corporate, no BS. Well, I said I found something and I need to promote it, which was somebody else's video, which I thought was super cool. And then he says, I am a Star Trek fan indeed. Well, never fear. I'll install it on bare metal this evening and we will see how it does. I made sure to tell him he needs internet access. And then he says, I'm currently running Vanilla Arch. I'll just drop it on my secondary drive. And then he says, won't be a problem. And then he sends this, which is his other configuration on his computer, which looks very familiar, doesn't it? And then we go down here, and I'm really big into theming, which is totally fine. Can do some fun stuff with Plasma. Yeah, of course. Dad just continues talking about wobbly windows. Yeah, sounds about right. What? I don't even know why they sent this. Oh, we were making bad jokes. Whatever. Whatever. I know I couldn't resist. Sigh, not what I meant. What? Are you having a stroke? I understand you on all accounts. Don't worry. Well, I'm looking forward to trying your project this evening. Should be installing it in about an hour or so. Dad says, okay, cool. Jacob says, I'm having coffee. And then he says, huh, coffee? Because he has not learned Jacob's way of writing. And then we go down and we see, yep, coffee time. I probably will when I get home. Okay, poofed. I want more coffee. Yeah. Why no option for BetterFS in the installer? I know you guys default to ext4, but would be cool to see other options available for root. And if you're wondering why we don't, it's again about stability. We're not after a million different features. We want something that somebody can just install and then be able to go to Paramount or whatever they want to do with their computer and not have to think about it. And then I even explain that. We intentionally leave out other file systems because they are not as reliable, which is accurate. ext4 is the standard. ZFS is the standard for enterprise right now. BetterFS has problems with RAID upstream. And then you have XFS, which is made for hard drives. You have F2FS, which is made for flash memory. but okay, there's technically bcachefs, but that was pulled out of the kernel. So what do you expect us to use? And then we have